Hi, this is Anne-Marie Zanzel and my trusty colleague and friend, Barb Rolandson, and we are here today to start talking about our 5-day business building challenge for caregiving professionals or anybody who wants to start building their business. We would love to welcome you, and we're very excited that you're here. Barb?
Hi, everyone. So happy you're here. I am one of the administrators in the Facebook group. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to tag me and I'll do my best to help you. For today's live, if you'd like to be able to make some comments, and we do encourage you to chime in and ask questions and share your opinions, we'd really like you to first go to streamyard.com/Facebook. And this allows you to register for the event so that we can actually see who it is that is making the comment. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it's an anonymous comment and we're not sure who we're talking to. So again, that's streamyard.com/Facebook. And the last bit of housekeeping is that you will have some homework to do today. And the homework you'll be able to find in the files section that is in the Facebook group. And it is called Core Values. I will drop the link to that so that you'll be able to find it. It's a zip file. You'll be able to download it, extract it, and from there you can do your homework. So I'll drop that comment or that link in the comments. And I think that's all the housekeeping we have today, Emery.
Well, thank you so much, Barb. I really appreciate it. So, what is this training about? So, this is a foundation of a strategy that has enabled people like myself to use their personal and professional experiences to build support and services for the communities they love. And we do have an accountability and a implementation program, but we'll talk more about on day 4. So I'm going to get a little woo on you right now and tell you that I really do believe in the power of the universe. So whether you are here in the group watching right now or you're watching this later, there is a reason why you have been called to this training. I think that all of us, want to find our purpose in life. And what I do believe is that with my help and along with my colleague Anna Empey's, we really want to help you find your purpose so that you can help others with your support and services. So, before we begin, though, I want you to know that I've been where you are. And, I should probably change the screen to be 6 years ago now because I am going on 6 years of owning my own business. So I was 2 years after my own coming out journey. And that I knew that I could help my new LGBTQIA plus later in life community. As I said, I had come out 2 years previously. And when I looked around, I really saw no resources and saw so much grief within the community. Now, side note, I used to be a hospice chaplain and a grief counselor, so I can recognize the signs and symptoms of grief. But no one knew who I was or what I had to offer. So, um, fast forward today, and you know what I've done? I have helped thousands of folks coming out later in life. I have done, through my fabulous colleague Barb Rolandson, tons of content creation. She is my number one person that helps me with this. I have been doing individual and group coaching now for 5+ years. I have run numerous mutual support groups and Facebook groups. And I also have 2 podcasts. And so, one of the things that as I have moved this business along, I realized that I want to teach other people to do what I did because I know there are fabulous people like you out there that have the skills and have the desires to create support and services for the community that you love. So before we begin, I'm just going to ask you to sort of remove your distractions if you can. Barb just had to put her dog outside. And so if you can eliminate any distractions you have, I don't recommend taping your baby to the door, but I think it's good for a laugh. So why these for 5 days are important. All of them are important because we're going to go through the plan and the foundation of building your business. So if you stick around until day 5, you will have a business plan and you will know how to create your offer for the people that you want to serve. So before we get started, though, I want to show you 2 of my favorite graphics because I use these with my Later in Life group, and now I'm going to use them with you as well. So I'd like to talk about the comfort zone. The comfort zone is when we feel safe and in control. Someone in the Facebook group wrote that she was afraid to get started. And so when we are in the comfort zone, we use every tool imaginable, right, Barb? But we have seen this time and time again with people coming out later in life, right? That we have the comfort zone. And so, right outside our comfort zone is the fear zone. The fear zone is the place where we are lacking self confidence and find excuses, and we really are affected by others' opinions. And this is the thing is that the fear zone's purpose is to keep us safe. So when you realize that our brains have been trained, and we were born this way, have been trained to keep us safe. So when we decide to step out of our comfort zones, whether it is coming out or coming out later in life, or creating a business, or signing up for that new job, or starting that new exercise program that's really challenging and hard, our fear zone takes hold and says, oh, you can't do this because of this, this, and this. And that is a normal process for all humans. But this is the thing, is that once you realize that it's just fear holding you back, then it becomes so much more easier to navigate through that fear until we enter the learning zone. So just so you know that fear is meant to keep us in our comfort zone, to keep us safe. It doesn't mean anything more than that. The next thing is I want to show you this graphic here, which I really, really love. I have worked my way through the seeker and starter part of growing a business. This is the billionaire code, and it's about how billionaire entrepreneurs are made. And I am really now in the part of my business where I am a promoter. And I have been doing this full time now, oh gosh, for like 3 years working as an online entrepreneur. And I have decided that I want to teach other people how to do this. So I have moved through each of these steps. For example, IDing my tribe, which was the later in life community, creating my tribe, doing Facebook groups, doing social media, doing blog posts, doing podcasts. And now I'm understanding my tribe. So what I want to do is basically work with people that have been through a lot, who have made a lot of changes in their life, know how to do that, and help them grow and create their own business. And so I'm really in the part of automation. I am at the part of my business now where I am trying to figure it all out so that I am able to serve more people and help more people do what I do. So the first thing, I have lots of testimonials on my website, and I'm going to breeze through these right now. Go to my website, amoryzanzel.com, and take a look at some of the testimonials for the people I've worked with. I think you'll appreciate them, but we don't need to go through them all today. So first thing, this is really important because what I'd like to do is talk about the reason why I'm sharing about myself personally is that my personal life and my professional life inform the work that I do. So, who am I? I was raised in a chaotic home. I lived in a heteronormative life until 50. I'm divorced. I'm queer. I'm the mom of four. I have cared for aging parents. I'm a spiritual seeker. I'm married to my wife. I moved from Connecticut to Nashville, Tennessee. I am somebody who shows up for other people. I have done that my whole life. It is part of my DNA. I love to travel. I'm funny. I'm kind. I have a bit of a temper, and I'm very passionate about things. I'm also the youngest of five. I'm a pickleball player. I love Broadway. There's a gay man inside of me dying to get out. I'm a soccer fan, and I really love a good book. You'll see where I'm going to this. So this is who I am as a person, as a human being, and there's other things there as well. But who am I professionally? I am a graduate of Yale Divinity School. I'm the graduate of the Women's Leadership Program from Hartford Seminary. I am an ordained minister in the Progressive UCC, which is United Church of Christ. And it's not the progressive, it's the progressive. I'll fix that typo. I'm a clinically trained chaplain, a bereavement counselor, adult development and training expert, I have a diversity training certificate from the Girl Scouts of America. I am the owner of Amory Zanzel Coaching. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the owner of Purposeful Empowerment. And you know what? I've been the general contractor for 3 house renovations, and I'm also a hospice chaplain, which really has informed my life a lot. So here I was. I am a later in life lesbian. I had gone through everything that I had gone through to come out later in life. And I wanted to help my new later in life LGBTQIA plus community. I had tons of experience working with people. And I also had a lot of personal experiences in my life. So, what I did first is I started in small mutual support groups based on the groups I used to facilitate in hospice. But then I realized that it was so much more than grief that people were dealing with. And I charged, honestly, $75 for 90-minute sessions. And that scream emoji is really real for me because what I realized is that I really didn't value my worth at all. And all that personal and professional experience I just shared with you. So, how did I arrive at that number? Okay, this is how I arrived at that number. Full disclosure, full vulnerability. I arrived at that number because I figured that somebody was going to go out for a drink and pay $15 at a restaurant, then they could come to this for 90 minutes and pay $15. I know, ridiculous, right? And so what I realized is that I was basing my price on what I thought people would pay without valuing any of my worth and my experience at all. So, what did I not do? I didn't value my worth. I just didn't. So, the next thing I decided to do was offer a retreat. I paid a deposit of $500, gave myself 4 months to fill it. So when I did this, I was not branded at all, which means, people didn't recognize my posts. I had a small social media following. I had absolute no email list to let people know about it, to keep reminding them. Sometimes people have to be touched 10 times before they will buy. And guess what? It was a complete and utter failure. But I learned so much from that failure. Of course, I lost my $500 deposit, but the thing is when I called the retreat center to say that I wasn't going to be hosting the retreat center said, "Oh, everybody fails at their first retreat." So that gave me a lot of, okay, it's, my shared common humanity, right? Like, oh, other people fail at this. So I was feeling like I didn't know what to do. I was okay with paying for the $500 because I felt like that was a tuition that I paid for a very valuable learning experience. I was also wondering if I could actually do this. Why weren't people like flocking to what I had to offer? Because I knew what I had to offer was good. So failure is essentially a free education. And so, how cool is that? So, if you can remember that when you fail within your business, it is sometimes the best learning experience that you can have. So, I realized that what I was missing was the building blocks. I was missing like like a website. I was missing social media following. I was missing branding. I still hadn't gotten to the point of valuing my worth, but the first thing I did is I built my own website. And I realized that I also needed visibility. I still wasn't quite clear about who I was going to serve. And what ended up happening is that I got a lot of mixed messages out there. I sent a lot of mixed messages out there to people because so this is a conundrum that caregiving professionals often fall into. They have a lot of skills. They can help a lot of people, but a lot of times they're afraid to niche down because if they niche down, then they may miss somebody or they may miss an opportunity for a sale. But the thing is, you have to niche down to who is your ideal customer because your branding, your messaging, your worth is all based on who you want to serve. So it is very, very important to do that. And at first, I actually called myself a transition coach when I first started coaching. Okay, let me ask you, what's a transition coach? Um, it is so vague, and a lot of people that go into the coaching spaces in beginning often use very vague words. Transition coach. Um, I've seen what's the other one? Authenticity coach, and so they use very broad words, and sometimes it's really hard to understand who they actually serve because you want your ideal customer when they see you and hear you talk, they're like, oh, Anne Marie works with me. That's who she is. So, what is the key to achieving clarity? I'm going to tell you, clarity doesn't happen in one, everybody thinks it happens in this one moment where you go boom, and all of a sudden you have clarity about who you're going to serve, who's going to be your ideal client, all those things like that. Clarity happens when you take small steps, visible steps to achieve a goal you have. They don't have to be visible, but you take small steps to achieve a goal. Coming here today is a step that you have taken to achieve clarity in your business. So let's move on to the next slide. So the next thing is I help people with is about visibility. So how do you find visibility in a very, very crowded, social media world? And I have some suggestions for you, whether you whether you start slow or start to go all in. Let me share some of my ideas for visibility with you. hold on one second. I'm just getting my notes here. So, ways you can do visibility is you can do blogging, you can do social media posting, you can create a Facebook group for the people that you want to serve. You can do podcasting. Podcasting is a very good way to find visibility. My podcast, Coming Out and Beyond in Queer Business Success, has helped me find visibility working with people coming out later in life, as well as working, doing this expansion within my business to start working with other queer businesses owners. And another way, a really quick way to get started is appearing on other podcasts. And also, you can connect with traditional media as well. I highly, highly recommend that you put yourself on a list of like sources in your field of expertise. I particularly like HARO, HARO. It's Help a Reporter Out. It not only gave me visibility, that's where I didn't land the Oprah gig through them. Oprah contacted me, but it is also, I have gotten a lot of backlinks for my website working um, through Haro and other places like that. So you want to put yourself out there as an expert. All you have to do is read the email every day, see what people are looking for, and then you find something that fits within your niche. You can reply to the email and share your expertise with the people that are looking for it. It's a great way to get noticed. Okay, so visibility means that people recognize you as an expert in your field, or they recognize that you do something that they need help with. One of my past clients is the pivot coach, and she also does notes from your coach. And she has put herself out there as the pivot queen. She knows about when you're making a major life transition. And so all of her marketing, all of her social media posts, all of her writing focuses on people who are making pivots in their life. So she ends up being visible through that. So the next thing that we need to talk about is brand awareness. So what is branding? Branding is branding yourself as an expert or a helper in the niche. Branding not only includes logoing, so you create a logo that represents you and your brand, but it also includes colors and fonts. So I believe this font here is Yeshiva One. That is my branding. That is my fonts that I use, and these colors, as you can see, I typically use this beautiful, rich blue color in my brand as well. So what ends up happening is that people see that when they see the colors, when they see the lettering, they know it's me um, without um, without me even saying anything. So I am gonna kick my dog out of this room. Hold on one second, please. There we go. So, the last thing we're going to talk about is valuing your worth. That's a hard thing, isn't it? In this mystifying world, how does one unearth the valuing of their own self worth? You know, that is a process in which you start worrying about what other people can afford, and you start worrying, what skills and expertise do I bring to this world? And, sometimes people are like, well, I want to help all people, and I want to help people with this, and I want to help people with that. I'm going to just give a little bit of a reality is that sometimes people can't afford things. And so, one of the things that I have found that I have learned to reconcile all of this in my own brain is that I create a lot of content. I put a lot of free content out into the world, including the podcasts that I do and all the writing I have done and the Facebook groups that I am in. And that free content is actually paid for by the people who are my clients. And so, because of that, I am very, very lucky to be able to do all that free work so that the people that pay for my services are the people that help me to do more good in the world. So, um, when we unearth the magic of our own self worth, wonderful things happen. So, after my two failures, I had to roll up my sleeves and go back to work. And one of the first things I did was I wanted to be found organically by my ideal client. And so I created my own website. And what I realized is that I don't know anything about SEO. And so after 1 year of trying to figure out SEO, I decided to hire somebody. And that was the very first money that I spent on my own business because I don't want to learn SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. It is how the web finds us as entrepreneurs, as our businesses, as just information. I just don't have the skills to do it. And so that is when I hired my first web designer. And so I hired my now partner, Anna Empey. Anna is from Business Inspired Solution, who not only helped with my website to be found organically, but also with branding and visibility. And you get to meet Anna on day 4 in person, but you also get to meet her now.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I have a business called Business Inspired. Hi, my name is Anna, and I have a business called Business Inspired Solutions. And I work with Anne-Marie pretty closely. I've worked with her for quite a few years in her business as a coming out coach. And we decided to collaborate together on purposeful empowerment for a few reasons. One, we really want to make a difference for our queer community and for our allies. And two, we both really have a passion for people who love to serve and help other people being supported. My personal mission is to be able to empower other people to be their best selves and to be able to have businesses that support that as well. My personal goal is to leave the world better than I found it. And the fastest way I see to do that is to support businesses on their journey so that the people that they're serving are taken care of, so that they're taking care of themselves, so that the world actually can be left better than we came into it. Um, Inside of Purposeful Empowerment, there's a couple ways that you'll be interacting with me. One of those ways is through our online courses and trainings that will take you through a few things. One, every business person needs to know and understand how to make a good offer. Okay, so there's some trainings and videos on how to make those offers. Every business needs to have good branding and good messaging in place that helps you help other people understand who you are, what you do, why you do it. Those core pieces in your branding, which I see as your messaging and your colors and your fonts and your logo and your offerings and services, all those things need to be and come into alignment together so that you can be successful. One, at making offers, two, at making sales, and three, at being able to share who you are and what you're up to so other people get really excited with you on it. Okay. The other way that you guys will be interacting with me is I happen to be a web design specialist, and I've got a whole small team of people with me in my organization, and we focus a lot on things like SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. We also focus on user experience. We're also going to focus on blogging and teaching you blogging in your course portal. There are a bunch of videos, and that includes some training on blogging. Okay. Now, we're also, if you already have a website, we're going to be doing a website audit for you so you can see some of the areas you can improve so that we can either focus on the user experience or making sure people understand your message. Or we're also going to look at the way that you're ranking on Google. So when people type in keywords that you specialize in, are you popping up? What does that kind of look like? Which can be game changing for small businesses. So those are some of the areas that you'll see me, you'll interact with me, and ultimately I'm here to cheer you on, believe in you, and empower you as you also take action so that you can be part of purposeful empowerment and have your vision and mission expressed in the world and exist in reality. Anyways, great to talk with you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon on our calls. And let me know if you've got any questions. Happy to be here with you along your journey.
So as I said, you'll be able to meet Anna on Thursday, and she is wonderful, and she is our expert on website building as well as branding and crafting your ideal offer. Oops, sorry about that. We're gonna go on to the next one. So what ended up after I began to spend the money on my business and take it seriously, my business began to fall into place. And so when I hired Anna, I was now 2 years into my business. So I made 12,000 year one and 32,000 year two. And both of those were when I was working at it part-time. So I began to think of a hybrid model of individual and mutual support groups, and Lotus Group Coaching was born. And Lotus Group Coaching is my group coaching model for women who are in the process of coming out later in life. It holds many of the values that I have, which is about self-compassion, but also about community. And I truly believe that community changes everything. So that is why it is really great as a solopreneur to create your business within community. So what happened to me is through a couple of year process, I went into alignment with who I was as a person and what I value and who I wanted to serve. So, are you ready for a new adventure? And I love this kayaking one because I'm an avid kayaker. So, I was ready for a new adventure, and building a business is a new adventure. And so I decided to expand. So I was in alignment, and now I want to go into an expansion. And that's when I decided to create purposeful empowerment. So my values have been in place. Your core values are the things that you believe and stand firm in. If they are commitment and even a promise of where you're coming from and bring clarity on your why. These dictate your approach to building your business, serving your clients, and even inspiring and sharing possibilities in the world because your business exists. So, what happened next? Well, I'll tell you. I began to listen to my inner wisdom, and that has become one of my core values: is the ability to listen to who I am as a human being. And I realized that in my expansion, I really loved helping people, and I also loved helping people to move out of their comfort zones and through their fear so that they can learn and grow. So I have done that with my later in life community, and now I want to do it with people who are in midst of creating their own business. And I created Purposeful Empowerment. We work, and this is what is called a mission statement. We work with LGBTQIA plus folks and allies who are professional caregivers to help them create supportive programs and services for the communities they love. Most of our clients have a background in coaching, therapy, and human services. Excuse me. We help them to gain clarity about who they want to serve, embracing visibility, personal branding, and valuing their worth. The objective of purposeful empowerment is to guide and support individuals professionally so they can achieve their goals and financial freedom. Ultimately, our clients will empower communities so that they may create a just, equitable, diverse, and peaceful world. So, core values are very, very important to identify in your first step in finding clarity about who you want to serve. Because your core values are not only what you believe that is true for yourself, it is also how you want to serve your customers. And so our homework tonight will be about creating your core values, or excuse me, listening to your core values. Some pollen or something in the air here, I'm not sure. So you have to dream before your dreams come true. So what have you dreamed about in your business? I'm going to grab my notes again, so hold on 1 second, please. I'm getting there. I'm going to share some of the dreams that have come true for me. Imagine that you are in complete control of your schedule. You never have to ask for PTO off again, or vacation time, or sick time. Imagine that you get to help the people in communities you love. Imagine hitting the six-figure mark in your business. I have, and I am headed for the $200,000 mark. I know sometimes we try things and we have failed, but I just want you to remember that failure is really just another opportunity to learn and to grow. So you tried every shiny object out there in the marketing space and nothing seems to work. You are offering services and programs before you have a good systems in place. People don't know how to book with you. People don't know how to find you. You don't have any systems in place to support what you offer to the world. You let the voices in your head get the best of you. You have worries that you will fail, so we are afraid to start. We are in our comfort zones with work and career, and that fear is holding you back. You spend hours dreaming about things, but don't commit to real action. You're stuck in doing the same thing, and it is not working. What you're doing in your business that is not succeeding. What are you doing? I'd love for you to list them here or write them on a little journal that you might have with you, or put them in the Facebook group chat. So then there's that good old fear, right? We often are afraid, and it's normal. It is so normal to be scared when we're doing something new, because that fear is keeping us in our comfort zone. So you think you don't have the skills to start, build, and grow a business. We think we don't have the time We worry that we will fail. We worry that other people are doing this out there. We worry we're not good enough. We are afraid to shine our light. We are worried no one will buy our services or products. And that is the fear that keeps us in our stuck comfort zone to keep us safe. I want to share with you one of my favorite quotes um, by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Take that quote. I love it. It's one of my favorites. So it is not your fault. That is one of the things that I want you all to remember. We don't have the right tools or training. We've been trained to do one thing and now we want to do something different. And sometimes we just need a little education and a little support and guidance. We have no examples in a business building. We've never been around people who've built businesses. We have always lived paycheck to paycheck. So we just don't really know what to do, and it's okay. And one of the things that Anna and I are passionate about is supporting you so that you don't have to go through all the pain that we did. In fact, my Lotus Group coaching is about supporting others so I don't have, so they didn't have to go through all the pain that I did. You can have your dreams come true. We can build a business as a side hustle. You don't have to go full time right away. We can let go of fear so the world you can see your light and you can be an example of success. So here's the Pied Piper, right? And so you don't have to have a solid foundation of the Pied Piper tells you, the people that you see posting on Facebook, right? Or in social media or on a YouTube channel, they tell you you don't have to have a solid foundation to grow. That, oh, you can write a couple of Facebook posts or TikToks or Instagram videos and you'll get thousands of customers. You don't need to be super clear. You can just help people and they'll flock to you. You can create a course online and you're going to make millions of dollars and that can get you thousands of leads every single week. Well, I'm going to tell you that that's actually not true. I always call it shiny object syndrome, and I'm going to share something with you that I have struggled with shiny object syndrome, and I have chased one thing after another, and I have vowed after this year not to do it anymore. So I want to give you a really wonderful quote. Once in a while, it really hits people. They don't have to experience the world in the way that they have been told. I love that quote because it not only applies to us and our own personal experience in the world, but it also applies to the people we are trying to help. Because in essence, most professional caregivers are trying to tell people they don't have to experience the world in which they have been told. And when we realize that we don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, that we can put our ideas And apparently refroze, so we are gonna um, finish up right here, right now. Um, there we go. So, what we are going to do is in our business building model, it is clarity plus visibility plus blending plus valuing your worth. What Anna, Empey, and I do is give you a solid business plan. We don't believe in uh, we don't believe in shiny object syndrome. We believe that knowing who you want to serve, becoming visible in the areas that will provide you clients, knowing what your brand is and what it looks like, having a website, and also charging what you're worth equals solid business, which equals success. So I invite you to do your homework this week. Tonight, we are going to do our homework and Monday night. That is the core values worksheet. It goes through what core values are. And then I'm going to ask you after you do that to list them. What brings you life? What do you believe in deeply in? Now, I'm only going to ask you for 5. You probably have a lot more than that. And what I want you to do is using your core values as a guide, I'd like you to craft a business statement, meaning your mission, what your company is going to do based on the values that you have as a human being. So, thank you so much for listening. Reach out to myself in the Facebook group or at Anne-Marie at annemariezanzel.com, or reach out to Barb as well. You can find Barb in the Facebook group or Barb Rowlandson at annemariezanzel.com, and we will be happy to help you. So tomorrow, we are going to focus on visibility. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast today. Well, it's not podcast, our Facebook Live. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye-bye.